If you've ever bought an online program, got really excited at the start, watched a few videos maybe, then joined the community, told yourself, right, this is it now, I'm finally going to do this. And then 2 weeks later, you stopped logging in. You felt behind, you felt awkward asking questions, and now the whole thing just makes you feel guilty. Then this video is for you. And I want to say this up front. That does not mean you're lazy. It does not mean you're broken or incompetent. And it does not mean you're not capable of changing your life. It probably means information was never the missing piece. Because buying the program is not the transformation. Buying the program is access. Transformation happens when you actually use it. And honestly, that's the part we all struggle with to a certain extent, especially if you're a working parent, because let's be honest, you don't live in a peaceful little productivity bubble. You've got work, kids, dinner to sort, you've got school runs, kids' activities, etc., etc., bills, and you've got a brain that is probably already overloaded before you even sit down to watch a training video. So when people say, just stay disciplined, stay consistent, I think that misses the point because most people don't fail because they don't care. They fail because they get overwhelmed. They don't know what to do first. They miss a day and then feel behind. They compare themselves with other people's success. They feel stupid asking basic questions and they try to catch up by watching everything at once, and then the program becomes another source of pressure. And eventually they disappear. Then what happens? Usually they blame themselves. They say, I always do this. I can never stick to anything. I'm all talk. I've wasted money again. I knew I wouldn't follow through. But here's what I want you to understand. The problem might not be you. The problem might be that you had the information, but you didn't have enough accountability around the information. And there's a big, big difference. A course can show you what to do, but accountability helps you actually do it when real life gets messy. That's why I use what I call the three-part accountability map. Because let's face it, if you're going to invest in any program, you don't just want to ask, what do I get? You want to ask, what will help me actually follow through? So here are the three key parts. First, direction. This is about knowing exactly where to start, not being handed 200 videos and told, there you go, good luck. That's just simply overwhelming, especially when you're already tired. You need someone to help you understand. Start here, focus on this first. Ignore this bit for now. Here's your next step, your next action. This is what matters this week. That kind of direction is powerful because it removes the mental load and the pressure. You're not trying to figure out the whole mountain. You're just taking the next step. Secondly, rhythm. This is where most people get caught out. They start with excitement, but they don't build a rhythm. And excitement is great, but it wears off, especially after a long day at work when the kids are finally in bed and all you want to do is sit down and not think and just relax. So you need a rhythm that fits your real life, not some fantasy routine where you're up at 5 a.m. journaling, meditating, building funnels, drinking green juice before the school run, etc. I mean a realistic rhythm, a weekly focus, a simple check-in, a small number of actions, a place to post your progress, a way to stay connected even when life gets busy, because you don't need to do everything at once. You need to keep moving forward. Finally, the third thing you need is reflection. This is the bit hardly anyone talks about, because at some point you probably will fall behind, and that's okay. Not because you're useless, but because you're a human. Life will happen. Work will run over. The kids will need you. You will miss a day. You might miss two. And if there's no reflection built in, one missed day can turn into more, and that turns into shame. Then shame turns into avoidance. Then avoidance turns into quitting. Reflection gives you a way back in. It helps you ask, what actually got in the way? What did I complete? Where did I overcomplicate it? What's the next simple step I can take? What do I need help with? That accountability without the shame. And that's the difference. Because the goal isn't to make you feel bad for falling behind. The goal is to help you come back quicker. So if you've bought programs before and not finished them, don't just ask, what's wrong with me? Ask, did I have clear direction? Did I have a realistic rhythm? Did I have reflection and support when I fell behind? Because without those three things, it's very easy for a program to become another thing you bought but never really used. And that's why I'm such a big believer in support and accountability. Program gives you the system, but accountability helps you actually use it, especially when you're tired, especially when you're unsure, especially when fear kicks in, especially when life gets busy. So I've put this into a free resource called the 3-part accountability map. It'll help you check whether you've got the right support around you before you commit to any online program. Simply comment map and I'll send it over, because you don't need another course collecting dust. You need the structure to actually follow.